Hey folks, welcome to this week's edition of BrushPile Fishing. It is a cool spring morning. We are at Dale Hollow, Tennessee, and we're going to be doing some offshore tackle planer board fishing. We've got a great guest, Corey Thomas. This is his specialty, especially this time of year. So you stay tuned. We'll be right back from Dale Hollow, right here on BrushPile Fishing.
Many people look at a lake and feel a sense of calm serenity. Crappie fishermen feel the heart-pounding anticipation of the thump. That's why host Russ Bailey is addicted to crappie fishing. It's this addiction that takes Russ from the Midwest to the Deep South in search of the best lakes, techniques, and patterns from some of the best crappie anglers in the country. Right here on BrushPile Fishing.
Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing here at Dale Hollow. As you can see, we've got a foggy morning with Corey Thomas. Corey, how are we doing today?
Doing good, man.
I'll tell you what, did you order this stuff?
I did.
Okay, it's going to burn off. It's supposed to be pretty warm today.
Yeah, 75, man.
Okay, can you tell the folks at home what we're going to do?
We're going to be pulling planer boards offshore, the mini planer boards. We're going to be fishing suspending crappie out there in 25, 30 foot of water. They'll be somewhere down there in 7 to 10 foot deep. We're going to pull 16th ounce fin spins on some boards and catch some monsters.
They love those crappie magnets, don't
Oh, they do. Tip them with the slide bites, and they're the deal.
I'll tell you what, planer board fishing, you ready, folks? Because here we go. All right, folks, we're here at Dale Hollow. We're getting ready to pull these offshore tackle planer boards. And right now, Corey's going to explain to you the bait we're using, which is the fin spin, but also how he's actually putting that onto the board.
So we're using the Fin Spin Pro Series today, and I'm tipping them with the slab bites. And basically all I'm doing, I just make a pretty good cast somewhere about 50 foot out. And these boards are real easy. Just put the front clip on, give you a nice little pull of line and loop in between them. And then these back ones have a little bit of pin. You want to make sure the line gets behind the pin in there. And what that does is, just in case the board gets popped off, it keeps it from, it'll stay on the line there. And then you just open the bail up, and I usually start with the furthest back board and then put them sequentially forward. And I'll run this one 60 foot out, maybe.
Yep. What speed are we starting this morning?
1.0, anywhere from 0.9 to 1.1, but I try to just keep about a mile an hour.
Okay, okay. And we're in early spring, like I say, it's the last week of March. How long into the season will you do this technique?
I will do this and probably to about the end of April.
Okay.
So right now the water temperature is about 55. 53 is 53 and a half is when it really starts doing good for me. And then, these fish will be staging all the way up until, 60, 62, and then they'll start to go shallow.
Okay. And that's the good thing about these planer boards.
Yep.
The baits aren't directly behind where we're going. They're out away from the boat. Getting ready to get in a little cleaner water, and you got a fish already.
Already. Nice fish.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, black nose, I do believe. Oh yeah. We've got a lot of trash on the water, so we're getting ready to make a move. We had a rod thrown out, and right off the bat, he whacks the big fish.
Yeah, nice black nose.
Pretty, pretty, pretty. Man, that's a hell. Look at the belly.
She's egged up, man.
And Corey, I live about 2 hours from Lake Erie, and of course, this is huge for walleye fishing, pulling these planer boards. But it's something that's just now starting to catch on in the crappie industry. But where you are guiding here in Dale Hollow, and we've got stained water today because of all the rain, but normally this is a super clear.
Super clear, yeah. And a lot of times these fish, they're just 5 to 10 feet deep, and they're just really spooky in this clear water. So what we're doing is we're using that behavior to our advantage.
Right.
And we're getting these boards right. They don't really spook that far. They only go 20 or 30 foot off the side of the boat. But we'll just take advantage of that, and we'll put a board out there and we'll get them. So Russ, a lot of time on these boards, they won't really just pull it under, or it'll just kind of get out of formation or just slightly slide back.
Okay.
And that's, it's kind of a subtle bite, but.
You know, it still amazes me that anytime you hear anything about Dale Hollow, it's always smallmouth, and the crappie fishing is phenomenal.
I think it's the best kept secret in the South for sure. But yeah, 2-pound fish are just pretty normal fish down here. We catch a lot of 2.5s. Just great size fish. We got all 3 species. We got white, black, and then we've got a black nose here.
Yep.
So we've already caught one. So.
What kind of limits do they have here?
It's a 15 fish limit, which I think is good. 15 of these fish will make almost a gallon bag of fillets. They're thick and they're big, healthy fish. And I think it's a good limit. I think they manage it appropriately, and the proof's in the results.
Yes, sir.
Might do a little thing as I'm making the turn. A lot of times these fish will hit in the middle of a turn.
That's the same way with pulling cranks in the summer.
Yeah, and like when I'm long lining, I never go in a straight line hardly. It's just, and whenever I get on a good pot of fish, I'll kick the boat to the side, and a lot of times you'll see it go sequentially.
Stay right there. More BrushPile fishing action is next. BrushPile Fishing is brought to you by these outstanding sponsors. B&M Poles, the #1 crappie pole company in the world. War Eagle, built for hunters who love to fish. Suzuki, the ultimate 4-stroke outboard. Slime Line, catch the fever. Crappie Magnet, soar lip 'em all. Mossback Fish Habitat. Cornfield Crappie Gear, quality products built in the USA.
All right, this backboard right there's got a fish on it. Yep.
There we go.
Nice fish. You hook him just back straight up to that other seat there, and I'll grab the board.
All
keep
right.
him tight.
Yes, sir.
Take it 2 steps back there. And
Okay, and you want the board, correct?
Yep, you just reel the board up to me.
Don't fall in.
No. Critical that you grab the line behind the board when you're unhooking it. So we're going a mile an hour. This fish will stay. He'll swim right along with us. And then start reeling.
Gotcha.
Reel up to my hand.
Okay.
And that's it.
Awesome. Come here, Mr. Crappie.
Good fish.
I know this water you say is stained, but it's still pretty clear compared to what I fish.
Not to these guys.
That's a nice crappie. Another black nose,
Big
I
old black
believe.
nose.
I'll bring him right to you.
Yeah, looking good, man. Perfect.
Look at that.
Beautiful fish.
Healthy, healthy, healthy. Oh, God. Hold still, big boy. Another beautiful black nose. Look at that.
Well, they look
like-
pretty with that sun shining
I'll
on
tell
them.
you what, another good fish. Just getting started this morning.
Do you see how that board just kind of slid
Yes,
back out of line? You
yes.
know, that's the bite.
Check it out, folks.
Beautiful. And these fish are real scattered though.
Now, what depth are we actually running the jigs?
These jigs are running, that one's going about 10, and these are going 6.5, 7 foot.
Okay.
Our spread's about perfect right now. I like this where they get boom, 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 and then if one of them gets out of line, it's just real
easy to see,
It's real
yeah.
easy to see it because you don't get that good jerk like a walleye when he pops the board, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Got a fish here.
Inside planer
Inside board this time.
You want me to take
You
that
wanna
off
just-
for you?
Just grab behind the board, grab the line behind it. There you go. Just hold tight.
You just flip that off
You
there.
just squeeze it.
Maybe. There we go.
There we go.
All right. You got him?
Yeah. Look at this. Russ let me reel one in.
Where's the net? I'll get it ready. How's he feel?
Feels decent. Nice fish.
Oh, yeah. Another dandy.
This one's a black, not a black nose, first one.
You can tell that water's still cool. They don't have that.
Yeah, they still kind of pale.
That's 3 good fish. Look at that. Folks, if you just joined us, we'll do a little recap with you. We're at Dale Hollow. We're pulling planer boards. And Corey, you said we're going about a mile an hour.
Yep.
And the jigs are actually running how deep?
I think they're somewhere between 5.5 and 7 feet.
Okay.
The fish, most of the fish I'm seeing are 8 to 10 foot.
Okay.
So the crucial thing is that we're always staying above them.
Okay.
You know, the crappie do not like to feed down. And I think that's the critical mistake most people make, is they put too much weight or too much line out. And these fish will definitely come up and get it. Now, when the water gets colored and stained like we've got here, I know you think it looks pretty clear, but this is about as muddy as I've ever seen it up here. And you have to get the bait a little closer to the fish to get them to bite.
Okay.
So, but yeah, depth control is crucial.
Okay. And you know, we're catching those fish about 10 foot down, but we're actually in right now 31 foot of water. So definitely suspended crappie is what we're after this morning.
Yeah, these fish are staging. And when they're staging, they're usually pretty scattered. You can kind of see up here, we're getting ready to hit a clear water line. Yep. And we're gonna ease over here and get on this color change, and I suspect it's gonna pay off.
We'll be right back with more BrushPile Fishing action. BrushPile Fishing is brought to you by these fine sponsors: Crappie USA, Gill Fishing, I-Hole Jigs, Blue Storm Life Jackets, Offshore Tackle, Power Pole, the American Crappie Trail, Driftmaster Rod Holders, Smooth Move Seats, BrushPile Fishing Online Store, Grand Lake St. Mary's.
Here you go, Russ.
Fish on.
Get him, Russ.
There's one.
Ooh, that looks like a good one, Russ.
Feels pretty darn good.
They all feel good this morning.
They do. They do. You know, we started out in some real muddy water with a lot of trash. As soon as we started getting out of that, we start picking up the fish.
We just had one hit our front board on this side too, and I've got a fish on.
You go ahead and get that. Oh, this is a good one too. Let me bring him to you, that way you.
Oh, that's a really nice fish.
Come here, crappie. All right,
Hand
go
that
ahead and
to
get
you,
yours.
and I'm going to take care of this one. It's a good fish too.
Here you go.
I've got it.
Got it?
Yeah. Keep an eye on there. When they go,
They are tearing these fin spins up.
fin spins are the ticket today. This is a real good fish here. Like I said, folks, you do not get many short fish on this lake.
Talk about a nice double. We'll show you these here in a second.
And we got another one biting.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, we got one.
Doggone.
There, I'll take.
All right, folks, we're gonna put this down for now.
We've got chaos.
Goodness. That's 3, and we can't even get them off the hooks yet. We've got to get them in. Okay, so I'll pull you the planer board.
Yep.
This is crazy.
The key is to grab the line behind the board and they'll stay hooked. Just reel up to my hand. You've got him.
3 on at one time. Soon as we started getting in a little bit clearer water.
We called it, didn't we, on that
Yes.
color change?
Yes. Oh, that's a nice fish too.
That's the biggest fish of the day right there,
That
Russ.
is a nice fish.
I think that one will go too.
I'll bring him right to you.
I've got him.
This is crazy.
Good problem to have, isn't it, buddy?
Oh, God.
Look how, I
at
told
this.
you how egged up these fish get. Look, can you see how choked? Look at that fin spin.
He
man.
didn't want that, did he?
Not at all.
3 at one time,
Triple.
and nice fish. And we've got one on the back rod now, so check him out. We got to get this one now.
Yeah, he's on there.
Got him?
Got him. You got one on the front rod on this one here,
Oh.
Russ. Is he on there?
No.
All right.
So I'll help you. Get the net for you. I think you've done this a time or two.
Just a time.
I think he may be on there.
I think mine come off.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, he come off.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. We gotta get redeployed anyway. You know, Russ, I know you've done some shows, a lot of shows pulling crankbaits where it's purely a reactionary bite. It's the same thing with this. You know, these fish aren't really eating this because they're hungry. It's like throwing a spinnerbait to a bass. He's just reacting to it. And so what we did, we got a triple a little while ago, and I had sped it up to 1.1. And a lot of times, I think you can actually go too slow. And just by speeding it up 0.1 mile an hour, something happened, triggered, and we hit 3 right at the same time. And so yeah, this is purely a reactionary bite, and it's the deal.
Now, let me ask you this. As the sunlight comes out, because they're calling, I know it's still a little bit chilly, but they're calling for a lot hotter temperatures today. Will that push these fish down more?
Nope.
Okay.
It doesn't. Not typically speaking, in any other pattern, I would say yes. But in this staging, they'll actually, when the sun comes out, they actually get shallower.
Really?
Because the water, that top little, you know, that 2 or 3 foot in the top layer is warming up. And they're coming up, the bait comes up, the bait gets a little higher this time of year, and then the fish are up there right with them. So yeah, that's a good point.
You know, you talk about that blade on that fin span reflect.
Got a fish on the backboard, Russ.
Yes, sir. But not only is that blade reflecting, but that little tinsel tail is dynamite with that sun.
If you haven't tried these Fin Spin Pro Series, I hate to tell you, you're missing out, guys.
And if you have any questions, if they work for long line and with planer boards, yes, they do.
This is the proof right here. Step back for me and I'll get you.
Yes, sir. You just let me know where you need me.
Keep coming. You got this is a good fish right here. This is a heavy fish.
Pretty good.
Crank him.
Okay.
You got him.
Yes, sir. Another quality. That's the thing too, once you get that planer board off, a lot of these will kind of skim on the top.
Bring them
keep
on
pressure
in.
on.
Exactly.
There you go. And that saves from some tangles. Another good one. Man, oh man, oh man. And we've got different colors of these fin spins. They're hitting them all this morning.
Yeah, we've got 3 different colors out there. And I believe we've caught on all of them.
Corey talked about the bellies on these fish. They are all loaded. And he's got a hard little red tail going too.
Yep. It's not gonna be long.
No, especially if you get these warm days.
You got him.
Yes, sir. That board just started taking off towards the back, man. That was easy to see.
Yeah, Russ, that's the second time. He just hit it before, and then he came straight back and got it.
We just start to get in that clear water, and boom. Oh,
How's
he got a little fight to him. Oh, yeah, look at him. Come here, buddy. Another doggone good fish.
We have not caught anything less than 12 today.
You know, we talked about the blade on these fin spins, but also look at that tinsel. That thing just, in that water, or in that sun, that thing is awesome, man. Look at that. Another big old belly fish.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll pull jigs, but I think today, and look at that unique, he's like like a partial black nose. I've never seen that before.
He didn't know.
And now the BrushPile Gear Check.
Welcome to today's BrushPile Gear Check. Today we were using the Crappie Wizard, the 7'6". It's a great all-purpose rod from anything from cast in. Today we were pulling planer boards. Worked great. We're using 4-pound test. Today we were pulling the fin spins in the 16th ounce. The blade really made a difference in this colored water. It's crucial to use a loop knot, and that allows the jig to swim freer. We were also, huge thing today, we were using the Crappie Magnet slab bites. I feel like these really allow that fish to hang on to the jig a little bit longer to allow you to get to the rod, and that makes all the difference. And then probably the most crucial thing today is using the offshore boards. This is the offshore mini planer. Worked great for us today. These fish are so spooky, even though they're in 25, 30 foot of water. They're only up there suspended about 7 feet, and the whole trick is to use this board to get it away from the boat. 20 to 30 foot is all it takes, and that's almost every fish come on the boards today. And that's today's BrushPile Gear Check.
Well, folks, the wind's picking up. We're going to call it a morning, but we have had a great one. Corey, I sure appreciate you taping, man. These offshore planer boards did the trick today.
Man, it was my pleasure, Russ.
You know what? You told the folks that just getting these planer boards out away from the boat and not in that path makes all the difference on a clear lake like Dale Hollow it did today.
Yeah, when you get this condition and we have scattered fish that are spooky, the boards are just ideal situation. We're taking perfect advantage of the fish's behavior and making it our success.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was today. I had a great time. Folks, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something about planer board fishing. You stay tuned. We'll be back next week with BrushPile Fishing.